I'm good.
Roach. Roach, how's the week going for you?
Nice shirt.
Thank you very much.
I like it.
Appreciate it.
They winning anything this year?
No, not one
Well,
thing.
you're a true fan.
Yeah.
Our week's been good. Again, just focus on what it takes to win. That's what it boils down to. Try to clean up some stuff that we messed up in the previous week. Of course, we had the bye week to do that. But just focus on trying to get better. That's the main thing.
How's Keon Keeley doing?
Keon is still improving, and the big thing is, and I told Keon, I've had a lot of questions about him. He's just got to focus on being a better football player. I understand that, he's talked about a lot, and to be honest with you, I told him don't even listen to it. He just needs to focus on what it's going to take for him to be a complete player, to give him an opportunity to play. And that's what it's about. And he's got 3 guys that play his position and playing pretty good.
One of those is Jordan. Just what have you seen from him?
Jordan's matured a lot. He came in with the right mindset. He went through spring, understood the system, and as the season goes, you see him playing more reps. He actually went in the game and had a sack, has had some pressures, done really good on the run. Jordan's a good player, and he'll continue to improve.
Everybody sees the stats on paper of LSU's offensive line and the amount of sacks allowed on tackle for loss.
Yep.
How do you encourage your guys when you know that reality? Like, how do you?
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, they've got 2 guys those 2 tackles are probably first-round draft picks. All right, and the 2 inside guys are really talented. Those 3 inside guys are really talented. But it boils down to us doing what we're supposed to do. Everyone's got an offensive line, and their job is to create running lanes and protect the passer. We got to do a better job of rushing. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So it's our guys versus their guys, and we got to go out and compete and see what happens.
It might be overly simple, but one of the things Hugh Robinson said is successful pass rush is just effort. Is that what you?
Yeah, a lot of sacks come from second effort. Obviously, you want to rush a half, but you see a lot of sacks in this league and the next level, and even in high school. Those are from second effort, and that's what you got. You got to be relentless when you get the opportunity to rush the passer. Doesn't happen very often, but when I do, I've got to be able to go and be successful.
Yeah. Does LSU's offensive line do anything different on film than you've seen? Or is
all the offensive linemen in this league are pretty talented, and they do a good job. They got a really good running back, and obviously the guy who's throwing the ball is a good athlete. So they do a good job. He gets the ball out. They run good routes at receiver. So, nothing different than we've seen before, just a lot of talent. That's what you get in the SEC.
Freddie, talking about everybody in the SEC has a good offensive line and everybody can play. So would you say your the position you coach maybe has less changes week to week than say other
It's
positions?
always different wrinkles here and there, but a lot of things stay consistent as far as the rush lanes, as far as your technique. Now, patterns change depending on the game plan, but for the most part, it's consistent. But again, when you get in this point of the season, the effort has to continue to pick up. You hope you continue to improve and go out there and play well.
When you think, kind of a general question, probably not the best week for it, but a defensive line recruit, what are kind of like the attributes that you look for, I guess, when, like the door opening ones, like the ones that you're like...
Yeah, obviously you want size and length. Yeah. You want athletic ability. All right, and then you look at a guy that could possibly gain weight, all right, and his growth potential. I think that's big. Change of direction is a big factor. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And then obviously some high school programs are further along than others, and you look at the technical standpoint. Yeah. All right, but at the end of the day, they've got to fit the mode of what we're trying to accomplish here and what we have accomplished here in the past, and we've been fortunate to do that.
When you think of guys in your room right now, who kind of fits that mold?
A lot of them are pretty big. I always say if they're not bigger than me, I don't want them. And as you see at practice, they're all bigger than me. But, but again, and you can say all those things and they can check all the boxes, but at the end of the day, they got to have the right character. It doesn't matter how much talent you got if talent's not used. Yeah. And that's what we're kind of looking for. And there's a lot of guys out there, and we've got guys in our room of those people. What you hope is when you have a kid to come in, he buys into the principal value of the organization, and those older guys help him do so.
We heard Coach Womack on Monday kind of talk about Carson Beck when he was just evaluating how you guys stop. I know you don't like to directly compare, it's a different team with LSU, but when you look at a quarterback like Nussmeier, more of a pocket passer, how do you just kind of attack quarterbacks like that?
Well, I've heard he's a pocket passer, but if you watch the tape or study it, he does a lot of throws outside the pocket. The guy's really athletic. Obviously, they had a guy there last year that was really good. Nussmeier came in the game and had some valuable reps, but this guy is not just a pocket passer. He has the ability to escape the pocket, throw the ball down the field. All right, find running backs for dink and dumps. The guy's a really good football player. I can't remember yesterday, so I don't. Carson Beck, he's a great player, but like Nussmeier's the guy. Like he's the guy we're playing now. That's the guy I've looked at. He's got tremendous talent, and he makes a lot of plays.
A lot of people focus on third down, but how important is first down to getting to those first, second, and
Absolutely, you
third
got to
down?
earn the right to rush the passer. And we talk about third down all the time, but if it's 3rd and 2, the statistics of you having success isn't what it should be. Now, if it's 2nd and long, all right, and you got a manageable third down, 3rd medium, then you got an opportunity to get some guys out that can rush. So, 3rd down is great, but you better take care of business on 1st and 2nd.
Does game prep change as you get this late in the season to where there's so much tape on, opponents, but also there's so much
Yeah,
tape
you have more information, but the main thing is the main thing. What can you do to put guys in the best position to have success? Again, you have, 6, 7, 8 games at this point in time in the season, and you see more things. Now, there's stuff that teams done in the front end of the year they're not doing so much now, but that's part of preparation, all right, and getting guys where they can play.
Guys like Tim Smith and Jamarian Latham are going into their last year. What have they meant to your room, both on the field and as leaders?
They've been tremendous. I've had them knuckleheads since the jump, but they've been great. They've grown up. You can see them mature. You can see them play and do things. I'm proud of them dudes. I'm proud of them. We kind of came in at the same time, and the things that they've done, week in and week out. If you watch them at practice, they work their butts off, and they're having success on Saturdays. Like, it's no secret. If you don't practice and prepare a certain way, you're not going to have success on Saturday.
What did the bye week mean to your position group? Where do you think you guys improved over the last 2 weeks?
I think on the little things. I think anytime you got a bye week, you got an opportunity to go back and study the things that you did in previous weeks. All right, you got a chance to fine tune it, and you're going against yourself. It's not necessarily a bye week because either you're getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing stays the same. So you have to go back and critique the things that you've done previously. All right, so you can build on it and help you in the games towards the end of the season.
Talk about having a couple leaders. Who else so far this season maybe stepped up as the year?
LT's done a good job. Tim Keenan obviously is a great leader. We got a good room. We got some young guys that are coming up and playing more snaps. So the big thing is, and those guys, and everything was set. The standard was set by Tim Smith, Jamarian Latham, and Tim Keenan. And then when LT got in, it kind of got, it continued to grow, and we got young guys stepping up. So as long as you're continuing to grow, you got a chance to be successful. Who's y'all's quarterback? Who's the Bears' quarterback?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, that's the guy from USC.
Yes, sir.
How's he playing?
Well, for a rookie.
So you're the guy that like throws stuff around and on
No,
Sunday afternoon.
no,
Don't lie.
no.
Just be honest. Don't lie.
I'm pretty realistic about whether the coaching
So
decisions.
it makes it realistic. Why is it realistic? What are you realistic about? I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine.
What are you realistic about?
I expected them to get to the wild card, be in that 8, 9, 10 range, in that 7, 8, 9, 10 range in the division, or in the NFC. And I think they're probably going to end up about right there. They're 4-4 right now, 500. It left some games on the table. Some coaching decisions left some games on the table. But NFL, the margins are slim.
Absolutely. Okay. Who's the running back there?
DeAndre Swift from Georgia,
he's a good
former
player.
Eagle. Yeah.
Receivers,
When
they got
they're,
good
when they're
receivers?
giving him the football, he's a great player. He's a real good player. DJ Moore drafted Roma Dunze, Kalen DeBoer's from Washington. So I'm really excited about him. They need to throw him the football a lot more. They're not throwing the football to Cole Kmet.
Well, maybe they're doubling when they can't give him the football.
Well, yeah, I think they're featuring a little bit more of the older guys in the offense, and
Yeah.
I think that they're struggling to get some separation. But you got to feed the guys that you paid, right?
Yeah, I
you,
suppose.
you made the guy the highest paid receiver on your team. So
Who
you
is
gotta- DJ Moore. And he's a good player.
I don't know who that is.
But DJ Moore came from Maryland by way of the Carolina Panthers.
I got you. Did you bring my hat today?
No, I
So you
didn't.
just wore the sweatshirt.
Just wore
So
the
you didn't
sweatshirt.
wear the hat on purpose because you knew Freddie was going to ask for the hat. So you wear the sweatshirt that you know
I'll
I
bring
can't
you the
wear.
hat. Absolutely, you can have
Man,
the
I
hat.
tell you what.
Did you play with Mark Anderson?
I did. That's my guy.
Okay, so he was one of my first big players with the Bears that I remember.
He led the league in
amazing
sacks that
off the
year.
edge, exactly. And then I thought it was rookie year, right,
Yeah.
or second year, and never really.
He ended
Now
up-
I
where did
didn't
he
know
end
any
up going after
details on that. He played with us for maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think he went with the Giants, but never really caught
So
on.
I coached his nephew at Ole Miss,
Okay.
who plays for the Giants now.
Okay.
Ryder, he's a good player. And then his other nephew, you remember the good running back from Oklahoma?
DeMarco Murray.
No, the Anderson kid. God, what was his name? Rodney.
Okay. No.
Played at Oklahoma. That's his nephew, too.
Okay. Bet.
So Mark's an OU guy. That's where he's from.
Well, if you see any scouts with their hat, just tell them they need to be drafting some of our guys here. Because
Now,
lost Eddie Jackson.
I get the Browns and the Bears confused.
They're easy, both terrible franchises.
Stop. See, you can't do that. That's not right.
I want us to be good,
not right.
but we're just like the Browns.
You can't do that.
Freddie's learning that.